Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and we want to thank you for joining us on this Friday, April 1st. We have a fun and informative show for you today. First, we'll be talking with the RC modelers. We're going to learn all about drones. And then later on, we're going to have an update with the gals from the Steele County Humane Society. Well, today's Friday, and oh, by the way, it's April Fool's, April 1st, but this isn't a joke, this is the show, and now we're going to get to our sponsors. On Fridays, we always announce our sponsors. The Owatonna Today Show thanks the following sponsors of this program. Our premier sponsors are the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities, Steele County Food Shelf, and our primary sponsors are Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Anytime Fitness, Brookdale Senior Living Solutions, Little Theater of Owatonna, Owatonna Foundation, and our interlude sponsors, Abraham Consulting Technologies, Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Glenn Mager and Michael Mager of the Brick Mager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Carlson Branstead and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care, Owatonna Business Incubator, Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Video Productions, Triumph Graphics, and TPS Insurance. And we hope you will support these fine Owatonna businesses, and they support the Owatonna Today Show. Please say thanks to them when you see them out and about. This show is able to continue because of them. We are always looking for more sponsors of this show. So if you are a business and would like more information about becoming a sponsor of the program, please contact Leanne Alt at 390-5751. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with the RC modelers and drones. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
If clothing catches fire, stop, drop, and roll. If your clothes catch on fire, do not panic and run. This only fans the fire. Stop where you are, drop to the ground, and roll over and over to smother the flames. Cover your face with your hands to protect your eyes and your throat and lungs from the burns. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here talking with the RC modelers, Dick Baumer and Greg Salmonsen. How you doing, fellas?
Just fine.
Just peachy.
We're going to talk about drones today, kind of a fun thing to talk about, but also some serious things we have to take into consideration when we're talking about the drones. Gentlemen, why don't you introduce yourselves a little bit and let us know how did you get involved with the RC modelers?
I got involved with the RC modelers when I retired. My wife and I moved here 13, 14 years ago. And probably 2 years after that is when I saw the first meeting notice in the paper and decided, hey, I didn't know there was an RC club here, so here I am.
And you're now the president?
I'm now the president, okay. Second time around, I might add. I got involved in the hobby actually as a youngster. I was probably 12 or 13 and was flying. Back then there were no radio controls, it was control line.
Okay.
But flew him in the local schoolyard and
good.
Managed not to hit anybody. I would not allow that today, but...
And Greg, you're the treasurer. We want everyone to know that.
Yes.
And how did you get involved in the RC modelers?
Well, I was, once again, I'm about in the same boat. I was getting ready to retire, and I thought I needed a nice hobby, and I always had an inkling to get into this, because I did it when I was a child, or a teenager like Dick did, with the U-Control, and they actually had cables on them. There wasn't a string, it was a cable on these bigger airplanes. But anyway, that's how I got started. And when I retired, I got into the remote control and bought my first plane, and I built about 8 cents. So.
Well, and I might add, you're a humble bunch, but I've tried it. It's not easy. It really takes a lot of practice and coordination to land them and
you've got to be able
understand
to
them.
repair too. because you're going to crack them up.
Well, Greg, since we're on your side of the table, why don't you start us off and introduce us to some things that we would want to know about the RC modelers?
We have a very wonderful club there. Here in Owatonna, we have about 35 members, and just recently we picked up about half of them are out of town. They're coming from the Twin Cities area, and we do have a member as far as away as Chicago. A lot of this is due to, well, we wouldn't even have this field without the Robert and Corrine rules. They are the ones that donated this land, so to speak. It took a while to get it to that point because they did start paying rent originally, but that's been discontinued years ago. And now the club just runs or maintains the property. We've got our own tractors out there to take care of the field. And
it's a nice place to sit. It's a safe flying environment.
Exactly.
Safe place to come learn. There's not a whole lot around there, correct?
Yep. And then we've got some events coming up. We've got the Aero Tow on July 7th through the 10th, which is a glider event. And if you've never witnessed that, that is something to see because these are big, huge airplanes, RC airplanes pulling these gliders up.
Okay.
And they'll take them up quite high. We also have a rotary ring out, which is, we sponsor that, or they use our field, and that's going to be August 19th to the 20th. And we also have a couple of fun flies for our club on June 4th and July 16th.
All righty. And then could you just review really quick two acronyms, because we're going to be talking about what does the AMA stand for?
Okay, that's the Academy of Model Aviation.
Okay, and FAA?
And FAA is the Federal Aviation Administration. Okay. There's the ones that have come down on the drone, so to speak.
Okay, so which brings us to the drones. Thanks, Greg, for that valuable information. Now, Dick, take us through, what is a drone?
As of December 14th of last year, the FAA, in response to some incidents involving radio-controlled models, basically drones. It's not solely based on the what we're calling a drone here, but model airplanes. They've been interfering with aviation as well. So the FAA just decided that something needed to be done, and as of December 14th of last year, they classified radio-controlled gliders, helicopters, airplanes, and multi-rotors. This is technically called a multi-rotor, and they can have 3, 4, 6, or even 8 propellers on them. So they lump those all into the drone category. So when you talk drone today, this is a drone, an airplane is a drone, a glider is a drone.
And they're unmanned.
They're unmanned, and so
controlled
remotely, and they now have to be registered with the FAA if they weigh more than 1/2 pound, actually 0.55 pounds. They have to be registered with the FAA. It costs $5 to do that, and you renew every 3 years. You get an actual number that has to be displayed somewhere on the model, and it has to be accessible without tools. So like our airplanes, for example, you could put that number on a wing. Actually, they don't care how you do it. You could actually write it on there with a felt tip pen if you wanted to, but being the purists we are, we like to make fancy labels and whatnot. So
why suddenly all the fuss?
Okay, there's been some pretty serious incidents involving, again, not only the multi-rotor type aircraft, but airplanes in general, and it's because of flying in unsafe environments. The latest incident I had or read about was in England. A supposed experienced pilot flying a drone ricocheted off a tree, lost control, and a blade sliced a young fellow's eye and just severed it. So had there been guards on there, it would have been probably a bump and a bruise, but wouldn't have hurt him. So, and you find people are flying these things over crowds, over highways, It's just not safe.
And there is liability that goes along with that.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons for not only joining the AMA, but joining a local RC club, because the AMA provides liability insurance and provides a safe area to fly. If you're out flying in a park or on private property, for example, and you have an incident, better have a deep pocket, because somebody's got to pay for the damage.
So the fuss is, would you say the fuss is over responsibility?
That responsibility and safety and personal privacy.
Okay. Greg, could you take us through exactly why the FAA was forced to act quickly, if you could?
Yes. I think this was coming on for a while, because I read there's a federal registration that goes back like 8-9 years ago, where they actually talked about these different points, how high the plane should fly, restrictions on sight, how you got to be able to keep that plane in sight, or that unmanned vehicle or aircraft. And from there they went and said, we're going to have 3 different categories: a recreational, a commercial, and a government and military.
Okay.
And this drone like this would be under recreational.
Okay.
And that, of course, is when you can fly that unit right at our field with no problems.
Okay.
Another thing that they brought up that I wanted to bring up is that you cannot fly a drone within 5 miles of an airport without calling the tower. So.
Okay. And the FAA, do they provide a number that must be displayed on the aircraft?
Yes, you go online to do that through the Federal Aviation Administration, and it's relatively simple. It costs $5 to register, and it comes back, it gives you a registration number and a little license, and then you get a number, and that number's got to be displayed on the aircraft.
Okay, and is there a penalty if you don't?
If you get caught, if they come out and catch you without this registration, you can be fined up on a civil penalty as high as $27,000.
Wow.
And you also could go up to a criminal, and you'd have $250,000.
Okay, so it's important to follow the rules on
Yes,
that.
you better have them registered.
Thanks, Greg. Okay, Dick, quickly, we have about a minute or so. Could you please quickly go through the drone safety?
All right. The main safety issue with drones is the batteries. They need to be charged in a specific manner, and you have to be very careful with them. Never charge them and leave them unattended.
Okay.
Fly in a safe area, which is a club field or approved area. Never fly over people or buildings. Apartment or shopping center parking lots are not safe areas. Obey ordinances applicable to the city you're in. Obtain permission to fly on private property. Understand the personal liability issue.
Okay.
Practice LiPo battery handling and storage charging.
Okay.
Check and understand the FAA rules.
A lot of safety concerns. You can call the RC modelers, talk to Dick, find out about some special events coming up, safety, drones. They'll be glad to help you out. Their number's posted on the screen. We want to thank you for visiting with us today, and we will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with the gals from the Humane Society. Please stay with us. Did you know there are families in Steele County that go to bed hungry every night? This is Stormy Traum, Director of the Steele County Food Shelf, reminding you that March is Minnesota Food Share Month. So far this year, we have provided food to over 1,086 Steele County households, and the need continues to grow. Please help us keep our shelves stocked with nutritious food and donating money or food items to the Steele County Food Shelf. Our goal is to raise $100,000 this March. No one in Steele County should have to go to bed hungry. Thank you for your generous support of the Steele County Food Shelf.
Welcome to Bremer Bank. I am Jason Iberg.
And I'm Shannon Pedersen.
Bremer is a full financial services bank.
We invite you to stop by Bremer Bank and experience the Bremer difference.
You are always welcome at Bremer.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself. I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
I'm Bill Owens with the Owatonna Business Incubator. Whether your business is just starting out or is expanding, we have the office space and manufacturing space that you need. As the Small Business Counseling Center for this region, we are able to help you in your expansion or your startup of your business. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, Warren Abraham, Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Tim Anderson, the owner of Anytime Fitness, where we make getting healthy affordable and convenient. Anytime Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And I'm here with two lovely ladies, committed lovely ladies with the Steele County Humane Society. I have here Kathy Lindekugel, and then I have over here Connie Elmore. Kathy, why don't you start out and tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement?
I am the vice president of the Humane Society, and I'm a foster home as well. I do a ton of volunteer work with the Humane Society. I foster mainly cats. I have done dogs too, but my true passion is the cats.
And how many years have you been involved?
4-ish.
Okay. They go by fast, don't they?
Yeah, something like that.
And Connie, why don't you let us know a little bit about yourself?
Well, I have been involved with the Humane Society for 24 years.
Whoa!
And it was our daughter who got us involved because she had a friend who fostered, and she just thought that was just really, she was a big animal lover and thought it was really fun. So I've stayed involved all these 24 years. I have also fostered both cats and dogs, but dogs are my real passion. But I have done quite a few cats and kittens, during kitten season as well. Mm-hmm. And I'm on the board, but I'm just, fostering and being a volunteer is my real passion.
Okay, great. Kathy, why don't you share a little bit of what goes on? I understand you're going to be at the Home and Rec Show?
We are, and this is our third year of being out there. And we're going to have a booth. We're going to be right inside one of the main doors. We will have a lot of information on how to avoid dog bites and dog training. We'll have a book with all of our adoptable animals in it so people can look at that. And we're also going to have some grab bags for sale for people. Those are really popular, so we kind of needed to do that this year. And we're just going to have people out there to talk and answer questions and hear your stories.
Okay.
It's going to be a fun time.
And they can kind of get a feel for what's available and what they're maybe what they are willing to do for the adoption.
Yep.
The Steele County.
Yep. We always recruit volunteers there too.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yep. And we are in desperate need of foster homes, and so we'll be talking hopefully to a lot of people about that.
And you have a lot of needs, I suppose, that support that. A lot of needs that you help support the foster homes, like food, items like that.
Food, scoopable litter. Leashes, collars, dog treats.
And what is some other information that would be at the booth?
We're going to have, it'll be the like I say, we need foster homes really bad. Plus we have a lot of literature on how to avoid dog bites.
Okay.
And how to do like simple training and stuff like that.
Do you have a list of vets and things in the area as well, or you just pretty much leave that up to the...
pretty much leave it up to them. If somebody asks, of course, I got it all up here.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Okay,
Connie, you have a couple of upcoming events also that you would like to touch on.
Yes, we have the Bark and Rec, which is Saturday, April 23rd from 9 to 12, and that's at the Four Seasons. And that is so much fun. And this is actually the third year for that as well. This is going to be our second year that we are going to have a 5K run in conjunction with that, and that it went over well last year, and so this year we're hoping it goes over even better. And you can go online on the city's website to get all signed up for that. And just a good way to show your support, and you can bring your dog and walk or run with your dog, or with friends, whatever you choose. And it just inside, when you go inside at the Bark and Rec, everything is dog related. So for any dog loving person, it is like amazing. It's like the first year I just came away just glowing. I was just like in seventh heaven. So,
and it also says that they're going to meet Canine Cash. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, that's one of the. Honestly, we don't really have a lot to do with setting up all these people. It's more the Park and Rec that does, but they do a really, really good job of it, and they have a lot of good vendors in there. And like I said, everything is basically animal related, and so anybody who loves dogs and animals, it's just it's a must-have, a must-do thing on your.
And they can bring their dogs to
yes.
Which leads me to this question: what must they have if they're coming?
They should have their rabies tag on, and otherwise just have their dog on a leash.
Okay. And what is the other event you have that's coming up later in April?
Well, we've been the Family Festival. If you have young children, the Family Festival is a fun thing to go to, and that's on Thursday, April 28th, and that's from 6 until 7:30. And that is, it's geared really for kids second grade and under. But they just have a really, really lot of things that are geared to young kids. And then we've been there for probably 10 years now we've been doing it. But it is just a really good thing to do with your kids, and just, like I said, we'll have some of our animals there, and we'll have literature there as well, and just a fun thing to do as a family.
Just to let everybody know what's going on and just kind of network a little bit. Great,
yes.
Great. Okay, Kathy, let's come over here to our little friend. You want to share what your cat's name is there?
This is Lacey. Lacey is about 7 months old, I think. And Lacey and her siblings have a disorder called cerebellar hypoplasia. It's also known as wobbly kitten syndrome. It comes about, the mother cat was most likely exposed to a virus called panleukopenia while she was pregnant. And so the part of their brain that controls movement and motor skills is underdeveloped. And so it's kind of like cerebral palsy in humans. There's like different degrees of
all about you, Lacey.
Yep.
Oh, look at the coat. So
I know. There's different levels of wobbly kitten syndrome. Lacey and her brother Cream Puff are kind of probably in the low end of moderate. I have another one too, Jaden, who is very mild. So these guys can walk, they eat, drink, use a litter box. Jaden can actually run, the one brother who's mild can actually run pretty good. Lacey and Cream Puff can run, but then they kind of get excited and have a tendency to fall a little bit more.
And Lacey's available for adoption for a forever home?
Yep, absolutely. There's a few things that she needs special, but carpet.
What would that be?
She needs to have carpet so that they can grip into it, plus living area on one floor, because they'll never be able to do stairs safely.
Okay.
So
do they wander like some cats do and hide in the house and are quiet? And
yeah.
Same thing.
Yep.
There's just not a lot of physical ability when it comes to jumping and those.
Yeah, they don't jump. Well, she kind of jumps. Which is why I'm kind of keeping a handle on her, because she'll just spontaneously kind of spring. But
okay, so she's available, and, and just contact the Humane Society. And then we have another little friend over there by Connie, and that's
Layla.
Oh.
And Layla's she's a newcomer to the Humane Society. Just this week she came in. Actually, this is her second go-around with us. We adopted her out about a year ago, and thought it was going to be the forever home, and sometimes life situations just change, and so they weren't able to keep her, so they asked us if we would take her back, and of course we would, because she's just a wonderful dog. Not exactly certain what her breed is. We're thinking that she is probably a Shepherd Pointer mix, but she is just, like you can see, she just adores a person. She does. She just is smiley and long-legged, and
look at the tail. Yes.
She would make a good running companion for someone, and just really an all-around good dog. Gets along well with other dogs, just
all right.
Very sweet.
Well, great. And then also, if people want to offer items, supplies, food, can they do that?
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Just call the number on the screen
and they'll get it all arranged. So
okay. So we want to review again that you have the Home and Rec Show coming up this weekend.
This weekend, yep.
And then in April, the Bark and Rec, correct? And then the Family Festival.
Right.
Is there anything quickly that you'd want our viewers to know about the Humane Society?
Our pet adoption days are the third Saturday of the month.
Okay.
Now the one that's coming up is yet to be determined exactly where it's going to be. So stay tuned for that. Be watching our webpage and that.
Right.
But yes, we have a great need for foster homes. And if you have a place that maybe you think would be good for us to hold our adoption days, that would be wonderful as well.
Okay, great. So call the number, see what they need, and help them out. Thanks, ladies. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress.
Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do.
Owatonna Public Utilities.
Hi, I'm Rich from Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. Come and see us for all your sign and truck accessory needs.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And now it's time for our community announcements. Registration is now open for Riverbend Nature Center summer camps. Riverbend offers 24 different summer camp sessions for children and youth ages 3 to 14 in the months of June, July, and August. Camp information and registration is available on the Nature Center's website at www.rbnc.org/summercamp or by calling them at 507-332-7151. Express Employment Professional announces its 7th annual Refresh Leadership Simulcast on Wednesday, April 13th at the Owatonna Holiday Inn. Well, that takes care of our announcements for today, and we want to thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll tune in with us next week on Monday when we'll be visiting with Chuck Jamieson about the Young Life Cake Auction, and then also we'll be hearing a speaker. Vicki Crompton will be on location as she speaks at the Healing Hearts for Children's Luncheon. So we hope to see you on Monday. Meanwhile, you have a great weekend.